All right, welcome home, Bitcoin Truth Seekers. It is Monday, April 3rd, year's 2023. It's 11:01 a.m. here in the Arizona desert, and it's a good day. The market is interesting today, so we're going to check it out. We'll rock through all this real quick and just kind of get an idea of how this week started for us. All right, so as always, BitcoinDailyView.com. Got more for you there. Buy me a coffee. Check out make sure you're subbed to the channel, all that good stuff. Blockchain Education, amazing group. Come join the team, come in for the big win, and other things that I use and endorse, indicators in the video, etc., etc., etc. So, stuff there. Check it out. Now, with that said, looking at Bitcoin and basically the crypto universe in squares, mostly red today. Although I noticed Doge is losing its darn mind. So you know what? Since it is right now, let's just check that out. Like first things first, why is Doge losing its mind? I noticed some alerts, but I did not realize it was quite pumping like that. I'm gonna look at it on KuCoin. Holy crap! So Doge for whatever. What did Elon do? What did what did Elon say? That's amazing. That's pretty darn hot. I like it. So that's a 4-hour chart. Let's look at a 45-minute chart for immediate price action. Okay, we're third green candle body in a row. Geez, looking at the squeeze indicator. I mean, let's see what happens. This is a 45-minute chart. Let's look at like a 12-hour chart here. Where's it? Okay, so it just went to a previous high, and that's where it's finding resistance right there. If we fire off a ray at it, horizontal ray right there, bonk. So it's challenging that previous high. Looking at the 12-hour chart, I mean, looking at all these indicators, this is such a pump right here. I don't know what's going on, but if it finds support there, it might challenge the next high, previous high. Don't know why it's doing that. Definitely, in my opinion, Elon, he said something. Elon, what'd you do? I have a feeling that it's got something to do with him. He said something. He was probably at a cafe somewhere eating and he farted and it sounded like Doge, like Doge, and they went, oh my God, bye. Anyway, thanks, Elon. And amen to those insider traders who were in on this because you're probably going to make 20% today. Anyway, with that said, Blockchain Education. No. Yeah, Blockchain Education. Join them. Come in for the big team. Come in for the big win with the team. Bitcoin Daily View, all that good stuff. Crypto Universe in squares was red, except for Doge. Looking at Bitcoin trading volume explicitly right now. Last 24 hours has been like 4.5 billion. That's really, really low, but that's fine because it's been weekend. So I'm gonna refresh this right here. The liquidations right now are at 8.59 million in liquidations. That's a bit high, but over the last 24 hours, it's only 106 million. So basically, people are not trying too hard. I think Bitcoin just made a move, so we're seeing a bit of a wreck right now, a couple of million more than usual. So in general, people aren't trying with leverage too hard, at least this morning. Although a recent swing obviously got some people because the wrecks are up. They were at about like 2 or 3 million just a few minutes ago. Anyway, looking at Dow, Nasdaq, and S&P, definitely been a turbulent day for those. They're all down a little bit, except for Dow. Dow's up 0.76%. Nasdaq up down 0.96%. S&P 500 down 0.07%. Looking at the S&P 500 in detail here. Let's check it out. In general, oil and gas for some reason are doing quite well, and I think there's probably reasons in the news for that, but who cares? Whatever. Healthcare plans definitely in the green today, and oil and gas doing quite well. So S&P 500. We'll see if we close in the green today or not. Tesla down 7%. Yet Doge is pumping. What's going on? Interesting day. Definitely dangerous and eclectic times out there. So beware. Looking at the DXY today. After it got a weekend to rest, basically, the dollar strength index is opening, kind of potty. Definitely, it did do a wick above the downward channel that it's been in, but red candle today for the DXY. So there you go. The big news of the morning here really is oil. This is oil, U.S. oil spot. That's what I look to see oil. Due to news over the weekend, I think we see it opened with a gap up to back at the top of this channel that it was working. So I don't know. It definitely had a pump today. Open with some serious upwards, velocity. Let's see what happens. My guess is that it probably will just top. Maybe it'll visit the top of this channel or go sideways. I think that, just in my opinion, I'm not too panicked about it. I think we're going to see something like this, just this natural cycle that it's been on. Even though we got low, I think we're going to go up and then probably go like that again. So, I mean, if you like, separate, oops. So if you kind of separate that, you can see where, it's just following a predictable pattern. So definitely a powerful day for oil. If you were in oil futures or whatever, you definitely made some money if you saw that one coming. S&P 500 here, it shows green. We'll see. One thing important about the S&P 500 right now on the daily is that you've got a break above that 10 moving average, break above the 314, and it seems like we're finding support there. So on the daily, definitely a nice thing. Looking at FinViz, of course, we're seeing that we're kind of, hardly in the green today, but that's fine. This is I think this goes like, hourly. So on the hourly chart, not so great. Maybe today is not going to be a great performance day for the S&P, but overall it's, moving up, and we'll just needs to hold that 314 on the daily. That's going to be very positive. Looking at Bitcoin, red today. Not a great day. Day is still young, kind of, but still Bitcoin positively sideways. We'll look at that a little bit closer in a minute. Gold holding the high above that recent high that it had. Seems like it definitely has found that as a foundation. So kind of moving up from there. Green day for gold. Nice to see. Silver, red day. Probably because it's getting rejected at this previous high as it approaches it. Silver still working on it. The important thing is gold and silver are both about the 200 and the 314. So is Bitcoin. So is the S&P 500. But guess who ain't? Dollar Strength Index, which means that evil is losing its hold on the world. And one reason we might see that oil pumping today, I mean, for endless reasons, but oil pumping today. Japan breaks with U.S. allies, buys Russian oil at prices above cap, citing energy needs. Tokyo said, F you, globalist bastards, and got an exception, even though they to the rules buying the G7 nations. They were like, hey, y'all, you know what? We're out, bro. Like, your ship is sinking, and, we're like rats. Two things: where the food is and when to jump ship. And, well, they're doing it. So no wonder oil's pumping. We have morons running this country and the collective West in general. And that's just more fallout from that, well, what is obvious. So anyway, this morning, I am noticing the 15-minute candles here. We definitely have a massive amount of longs and shorts. I do see getting wrecked. It isn't that massive looking at the chart we looked at just recently, but definitely some nice turbulence here, which I think has gently been probably creating some liquidation, creating some nice liquidity for big money to come in. So I would predict. It was a low volume weekend, and so I would just predict something a little bit interesting to happen. This kind of, when I see something looking like this, where they're gently wiping out longs and shorts, especially when volume is low, it usually means the hammer's coming. It's going to be green or red, but definitely something's coming. So beware. Looking at spot trading volume on the big exchanges, it's massive. Nice big spot trading volume across the top 20 exchanges. That's nice to see. Let's look at longs and shorts. Derivatives, basically, with leverage. 47 billion. That's nice. I think that in general, the exchanges, I'm noticing, the big money, whoever you want to call them, they prefer this to be below 50 or in the 50s. When it gets higher than that and stays like 60 billion or 70 billion, judgment day is coming, only a matter of when. All right. So with that said, looking at Bitcoin today, it's just holding that $28,000 range. I like seeing that 28,038. I dig that. In general, most of the top 100 are in the red, but recently they started to flip green. Dogecoin lost its damn mind for some reason. Elon, I don't know, he farted and it sounded like Doge. Anyway, Mask Network up 9.2. That's new. SXP, whatever that is that's been up all morning. Injective, ING has been up too. It's been gently moving up. So let's see if more of the top 100 actually start moving. But Dogecoin, definitely the nice trade of the day. Looking at longs and shorts, the ratio on Binance, where the big money is, 48% long, 51% short for Bitcoin. So definitely the bias there is short, but not really a big bias. Looking at Bitcoin on the hourly chart, when I say we're starting the week positively sideways, what's nice is earlier, like last night, we got above the 200 and 314 moving average on the hourly chart. That's wonderful. We came down, tested the 200, couldn't quite hold it. Tested the 314, seemed to have bounced there with a wick below. Now we're moving back up, challenging that 200 again. And this is a very, very short time frame, but what I'm seeing here looks pretty good. I think that definitely this is a nice sideways to the week. The indicators look like very likely will hold this sideways. It's all about holding the 200 and the 314. If you can hold above those on the hourly chart, the longer you do, 12 hours, 24 hours, 48 hours, you just makes for more confident alt trades because you're more likely that the alt's going to continue doing whatever trend you found it in. Not financial advice, just saying that's what I find. 45 minutes. We're below the 200, making that 314 balance once again. Indicators beginning to turn up. The squeeze is looking good. So let's just see what happens. We're holding sideways, and that's just good enough. We're not kind of plummeting below the 200 on the 200 and 314 on the hourly or the 45-minute chart. So that's going to actually kind of start a pretty week, in my opinion. Looking at the 4-hour chart here, we're still well above the 200 and the 314. That's nice. This chart's looking pretty good enough. You know, I wish we had a better channel on the upward side, but we really don't. We're kind of doing this, you know, what I'm seeing here is this thing that sometimes Bitcoin gets into where you just have this range like that. You know, I've done this many times, and I don't want to belabor it because, you know, you guys got places to go to, but, you know, in my opinion, this is sort of what you see a bit often. We'll just draw this real quick and we'll do it real fast. I think this sometimes does have a bit of value to just look at is like this. Let's grab this thing here. Let's make you red. Let's make you stay green, but let's make you grab this thing here. Let's make you gray, the gray zone. Okay, so in general, I think this happens quite a lot. Bitcoin's ranging sideways, and definitely people who are manipulating the price, who can, you know, play with $100,000, $250,000 trades, who you see, you know, playing their game over here. Do I have that up? I had it up. Donk. Anyway, you know that the thing I look at. Anyway, it shows the oh God, sorry. It's been a challenging morning. Anyway, so we're going sideways, and people are selling up here and they're buying down here. And so right now we're kind of in no man's land. I wouldn't really make a move, especially here in the 4-hour chart. The 4-hour chart's a good place to play this. And also, you can always throw in, if you want, your Keltner bands, and you can see that, oh yeah, we definitely could. You know, you could visit top of this channel again. I would just be watchful. I'm not sure if I would really do anything right now. It's too sideways for me. I'm uncertain, but that's good enough. It's a positive sideways for this Monday morning. Let's watch the short time frames like 45 and hourly and see if we can start putting some distance above those 200 and 314 moving averages. Let's just see what we can do. We'll see what happens this week. You know, I think it's going to be a bit of a volatile week on many levels. It's an existentially challenging and dangerous time. So beware, Bitcoin truth seekers. Litecoin, sideways too. I've just been watching Litecoin recently. You know, for what it's worth, I tend to trade Bitcoin, you know, rather than Litecoin when it comes to these, you know, the monolithics. But Litecoin, definitely, I'm keeping an eye on it. If you watch this thing over time, like on like the weekly chart here, you can definitely see that I think that you know, stuff is happening here. So just if you do look, you know, you got some green squeeze indicator, directional index is looking good, volumes coming in, and that's a weekly chart. But look at that, you know, it's been pure poop for a while. But as Jonathan Regan did note over at Blockchain Education recently, if you do look, something happened recently. You know what I mean? Let's just see what happens. If you ask me, I think there might be some institutional money coming in there. And let's just face it, the Lightning Network is a reality, especially if we start using the you know, a Bitcoin as a more of a daily, you know, method of doing commerce. Lightning Network definitely is helpful there. I personally think it's a janky piece of garbage, but you know what? It does work. And if we start to actually move up again, I mean, just think about if we, you know, went to this high previous. Let's say we went to, like if you found some good spot to get in, like if you saw this happening and you did like a long position here, after that like 200 moving average break, and you only made it, let's just say, to like this first, previous high, that's 157%. So I'm kind of watching. I'm watching. I think this swing could be in play. I'll definitely start layering in some good buys if this really starts to pan out. But right now, we're kind of heading in the right direction. XMR, I'm just watching XMR because I tend to notice that when Bitcoin gets ready to do some volatility, I just have a feeling money kind of does flow into XMR. That's just high octane speculation. But, we kind of have, I'm just going to call it here, a bit of an upwards channel that we've been in. And I'm just kind of watching it. We're dumping today, but we're thinking about the 200 and the 314. We're in a squeeze right now. Definitely, I wouldn't hop in. It's in the red, but what if we come down and visit this 200 in the bottom of this channel again and start moving up? That could be a sweet trade. So I'm just watching. Definitely, I would not mind getting in on that. And like I say, if you do a long position and you actually got in like right here and you rode to the top, tight stop below that, like if it actually comes down and does visit this 200 moving average, I would literally be waiting for it to hit it and bounce. And when it bounced, I'd get in. So that could be like 12% if it visits the top of this channel again. And definitely like a trailing take profit right here, about halfway for me. Yeah, 9%. I'd put it in like at 5 with a 3% variance, and just you might just ride all the way to the top of that channel. Anyway, I'm just watching it. We'll see what happens. XMR, when I like to mess with. Doge, okay. Let's look at this thing on a 45-minute chart right now and see what's happening. Okay, so definitely it kind of hit that previous high and found resistance, and that does make sense. And now what's it doing? So I'd watch Doge today. I don't know why it's pumping, but it definitely is retrace time, and I'm just gonna keep an eye on it. Let's just see what happens. That's massive volume. Why? I don't know what happened, but keep an eye on it. Money is money. That this was unpredictable. I mean, anybody who actually maybe was trading on like the hourly chart, what Monday? I mean, just goes to show that those 200 moving average bounces, that thing started moving. Gosh, bless you. You got in at the right spot. So 200 moving average, Doge, just keep an eye on it today. Let's see what happens. Definitely, it's getting sold back down. The bears are not having it. Let's look at a 15-minute chart. Boom, boom, boom. Very, very positive. The pump happened. Bam, bam, bam. Within like basically 30 minutes or so. And then they were out. Makes sense. What's the news here? Any news that makes sense? Breaking Dogecoin surges as Doge replaces bird logo on Twitter. What? Wait a second. You gotta be kidding. No, wait. Okay, let's check this out. Let's check this out here. What in the world? No way. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, that's for real. There's a little Doge. I'm gonna buy. Just kidding. Okay. Well, that surge is beginning to chill out, so we didn't quite catch it in time. But let's just watch for a retrace. Watch this thing, the 15-minute chart. I got my let's do a fib right now. It started right about here. It went to there. It got rejected at the previous high. It's coming down. 236 is not going to be good for me. 382, not really. Let's see if we get a .5 bounce right at around like 0.08919. That could be a possible bounce spot. That's really heavy shit, man. Dude, that's insane. Look at that. The little Doge right there. Oh my gosh, dude. You talk about insider trading. I'm telling you, man. I'm not saying that it's legal or anything, but hey, I would love to be on like friggin' Elon Musk's little WhatsApp friggin' I'm gonna pump Doge friggin' list. I'd be like, dude, oh my gosh. Anyway, with that said, on some other badass news, DeSantis signature tips U.S. into majority constitutional carry nation with new Florida gun rights law. So basically, with DeSantis, I didn't realize that they didn't have constitutional carry in Florida. But now we have the majority of states in America have constitutional carry. And of course, even if you think I'm biased, I will call them out. Even Ass Clown Fox, you're ass clowns too, because Florida is 26th state with laws on the books allowing permitless carrying of firearms. No, No, Fox, you ass clowns. The Constitution is our permit. It's not permanent. It's not permitless. It's kind of like saying, America's, say what they want with like permitless First Amendment rights, whatever. So just in case you think I am biased, maybe I am, but I'm not as biased as you may think. So today, it's a legendary day. Doge. It's now the Twitter logo. That's friggin' nuts. I would definitely be watching Doge today because further news could pump the living crap out of that thing. And if you're above making money on Elon Musk pumping a shit coin, then you're in the wrong space because it because I'm telling you, I don't care. I don't care what the coin is unless it's like backed by like landmines or something. I'm in. Okay, and I'd be happy to be on Elon's. I'm pumping something WhatsApp list because if you listen to Elon or anybody who is connected, hook me up. I'll keep it quiet. Okay. Anyway, with that said, along with that news from Fox there about now being the majority constitutional carry in America, just in case anybody's throwing up on bad things happening, you know what? Good things happen too, like that. And if you're a European, and you're like, what's he talking about? And you see us like that, you think this is what Americans look like? Well, you know what? You're right. We do. We actually do. This is every weekend in America. It is. So that's too much for you. Well, that's the way it goes. You can cry over the Doge logo here. Anyway, with that said, everybody, who are these guys? Federalis. Oh gosh, Patriot Front. Oh, bunch of ass clowns. Anyway, with that said, Doge now topping off Twitter. It's a new day. This is wonderful. What is Bitcoin doing? I'm sorry, Doge. Who cares about Bitcoin? Doge is the new hotness. Watch for that .5 bounce in the 5-minute chart and 15-minute chart. Let's go to a 5-minute chart and see what's happening. Ooh, I'm watching it. I'm telling you guys, I don't know why it pumped, but I'm watching. This thing might start moving again, and I'm in. Can I do Doge futures? Seriously, this is a good one for like 10x leverage. You know what I mean? Yeah, maybe I'll sell one of my endless guns to make this purchase. Yeah, because I'm an American, and this is exactly what we do every weekend. Anyway, take care, Bitcoin truth seekers, and make some money off Doge today. Not financial advice. And remember, for every Bitcoin Satoshi you own, you punch a globalist right in the nuts, and we need to do that right now. I mean, we need full auto punch in the nuts. So definitely stack those sats and chill because we're making the world a better place. And I'm glad you're an optimist, and I'm glad you're here. See you tomorrow.